Hello, this is Padge, and welcome back to another episode of Padge Plays Retro Edition with the game Bubble Bobble. Right now on the Commodore 64, but I thought I would do a sort of episode which I did with another one of my favourite games on the Commodore 64, which was Buggy Boy, where we look at the C64 version first, and then we jump into the original version, the arcade version, and just compare and contrast, and ultimately see if the nostalgia I have for this game and the way I remember it is as good as what the original game was on the arcades. As it turns out, I preferred the Buggy Boy version over the on the C64 over the arcade version, just the way it looked and how smooth it was. Back in those days was, as far as I'm concerned, revolutionary. It was so smooth. So I thought we'd do the same with Bubble Bobble. It's a classic, everyone knows it. So let's jump in, have 10 or so minutes on this version, and then jump over and see what we think of the arcade version in comparison. So, hey ho, I'm going to press enter. Well, go. The red button on the joystick, it's actually an Xbox 360 controller, but heresy, I say, heresy. Well, never mind. Let's press the button. Right, it's not joystick 2. Change to joystick 1. Oh god, it's happening all over again. Aha! Here we go. Right, so I had to press the number 1 button rather than the joystick. I'm hoping I'm in the right. No, not in the right port. Am I? Yeah, I am. Here we go. Haha! Right. Great start to the game. So, Bubble Bobble, you're a dragon. Jump up, pop these as best we can. Fa la 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 la. I'm gonna grab all these bits before it ends the level, please. Go 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 go. Go go go. No, I missed that one. So, yeah, Bubble Bobble. It was always the music which always stuck out to me. Missed that one. Not you. And again, just the... oh, that was close. Just the whole sort of premise of it. It's a very cutesy game. I'm not going to go for the top one. And I believe I had it on the on tape via the Hit Squad, but I think the original version for the C64 was released on... oh lordy, that was close. No, he got me. Was released via Firebird, and I believe it was developed by, I think, Software Creations they were called. Again, I'm not too sure on that, so don't hold me to it. But just, it's one of those games, very cutesy, seemed to fit the bill of me being a 10-year-old. Oh god, I'm wanting to play platform games in general. They're simple, you know, it doesn't take a lot of getting on with it. I'll try to get him again there. So, yeah, just fond memories generally. Now, originally this was released in the arcades by Taito, which back in the day was a very renowned arcade developer. And oh, they're upstairs now. Oh, nosy. You're going to fall on me? No, you're not. So, it was something which, from what I believe, was a big hit in the arcades when it originally came out. I think it was 1986 originally it was released, but I don't think it hit the UK until the next year, 1987, I think was a European release. Again, don't hold me to those. That's from just what I can remember. But is that a donut or a ring? I was with some monies. I'm not going to be able to pop you like that, am I? There we go. So ultimately, it was released, I believe, for virtually every computer that are available at the time. So the Amiga, the Atari, Spectrum, Commodore 64, obviously, and I believe that there's been more up-to-date versions released. Oh, so yeah, oh, Invincible, I'll take that. Nice. Come on, no, keep going, keep going. Hey, this is the problem with live recordings. I can't commentate and play at the same time. It's just an inability of mine, so I do apologise. Oh, lordy, I've just had a cookie thrown at me. So yes, they don't look good. I'm gonna go for the cupcake. Oh, that was water. And it did really. it was released in a up-to-date version for the PlayStation, and as most of the old style arcade games, I believe it's come out on the Android and iPhone and all that. So it's so much keeps on giving as far as that's concerned. Haha, don't get me this time. Now, the premise of the game is, I'm gonna go for my ice cream sundae. I think that was. No. The premise of the game is, you, I think your name was Bub, and your brother, which I believe is Bob, have been cursed by a dragon wizard type person, and originally you're human, believe it or not, and your girlfriends have been kidnapped and you've been turned into dragons, and you've got to make your way through the, I think they called it the Monsters Cave, so really sort of original as far as the name of the cave was. Oh lordy, is that game over? Game over. We'll try again. Now it is the beginning of a fantastic story. Let's make a journey to the Cave of Monsters. Yeah, Cave of Monsters. Good luck. So, I believe it's 100 levels. I keep saying I believe a lot. I should really do my research into games before I start playing them. I'm running purely off nostalgia right now. Pop these two. Got you. Is that a cake? Or a shoe? That's a shoe. Worked out well. And a strawberry. We'll be able to get that, won't we? Boom. So, I've never got to the end of this game. I think that's fair to say. As you can see, I'm terrible when commentating. I'm even worse, believe it or not, when I'm not commentating, and I have no excuses to being a bad player. Ooh. Necklace. Jewels. I'll get those two. I'm hoping they'll fall in a reasonable manner, which is good. And yeah, so you had 100 levels to get through. I think I've got up to the 30s before. Now, as you can see, it says here we've got 9 credits. Can we get that? Get it away from me. H, T. I think that's a T anyway. H anyway. So we're making a word of some sort. Not sure what that word is. I think that's a H. Is that H? No, we'll never know. Oh, they've stayed. Thank God for that. Let's get this guy first. The other guy ran into me first time. That was close. No. Oh, we're rocking it now. See, I just had to wake up the odd reflexes. This is an odd recording for me. I'm actually doing it quite early in the morning. The reason being, I have no backlog of videos. Due to children and work, I just haven't had the opportunity. That's a D. We don't have the D. I want the D. Oh. Can we get the X? Really wish I didn't say I wanted the D now. That's I think that helps. There we go. So extend. Is that the word? We may find out. So yeah, due to well, real life essentially, I haven't had the opportunity to create a bit of a backlog, which has put the pressure on, shall we say, as far as getting recordings out. I like to be regular for you guys, 3 times a week at the very least, and I feel recently like I've been not putting off, but definitely not putting as much effort into the retro side of things as I would like to. Hence why we've had so many in quick succession. However, it's got to the point where I am actually being offered quite a few game keys right now for games which I don't think would probably fit the channel as far as the story is concerned. That's big. So next time around when we do a Padge Plays, I'm actually bringing a new version of the Padge Plays format to the channel, which will be a preview edition. These will be games where I have been offered keys, which might not necessarily fit the format as far as story is concerned, but I feel, since I have the opportunity to showcase them for free on the channel, and obviously it's a free game for me, it might be worth just having a punt and, oh dear. And just seeing what they're about, really. And, you know, it'll be a bit longer, sort of 35, 40 minutes of... Oh, that was ridiculous. Can I get my credit back now? No, can't press the credit. Credits are useless in this game if it's one player. And just really showcase a lot more games to the channel. It would appear that my most popular videos are the ones where they're the first episode... I can't get him. The first episode in any series where people just want to check out the game. So I think it'll be fortuitous for both myself and you as a viewer. And obviously it brings a lot more games to the channel. So we will be checking those out in due course. But yes, this is Bubble Bobble. And that's a cookie. I think it's a cookie. Ow. There we go. We died again. So yes, Bubble Bobble. The thing is, it's one of those games where it is what it is. You see it, you play it. Other than telling you the backstory of it, which, as such a popular game is concerned, everybody generally knows. You know, it's one of the most popular arcade games ever. There's not really much more I can say about it, which you haven't heard before. So it's more just my ineptitude of playing the game live whilst trying to talk over it, which is what we're watching now. But for me, this was purely a nostalgia trip. Wanted to jump into it, see what it looks like, and now through the magic of my mediocre editing, we are going to transcend into the arcade version and check that out and just see how it rates against the C64 version, which I have a lot of fondness for. So here we go. Diddler, 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 diddler. That's my Wayne's World thing. Diddler, 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 diddler. And here we go. We're into Bubble Bobble, the arcade version by Taito. Insert coin. And, well, as you can see, the it's a bit smoother, the gameplay, from what I can see. Burst bubbles with your horns or fins. Definitely smoother. Haven't heard the music yet. Obviously, the sound effects are there, which we don't get in the C64 version. And, yeah, well, should we jump into it and see? Let's give ourselves, I don't know, 3 credits. It's about what we had before. And mystery... Oh, first bonus 30,000, second bonus 100,000, and mystery... Da, da, da. So, yeah, 1986. I don't know if I said in the other part. I think I did. It was released on the Commodore 64 in 1987. So, with that all being stated... Let's do this. Super game. No, just normal for us. Or no, just normal for us. We're playing Jane here. Now is the beginning of a fantastic story. Let's make a journey to the Cave of Monsters. Good luck. So, definitely a bit more tinkery. Very smooth. Very smooth. Come on up. You know you want to. I mean, the actual sound, I think, is pretty darn close on the C64 version compared to this. Going from the initial levels... Oh, those balloons fall... Oh, bubbles, should I say. Just fall out so quickly. I can't get over how smooth this is. I said this about the Buggy Boy version. It does appear to be a bit more... I don't think garish is the right word to use, but the colours are a lot more... deep and profound compared to the washed out colours you get on the Commodore 64 version. I think as far as... Oh, lordy. As far as the... Don't let them pop! Don't let them pop! As far as the Buggy Boy version was concerned, I think it looked better. The colours on the arcade version of Buggy Boy was a bit too much. Whereas this, I think... I'm not looking at that. It's about right. It's about right. It makes the dragons pop and it makes the enemies pop. Obviously, the levels stand out a lot more because you don't have that washed out colour. And you can definitely tell where the... Stop it. The... Oh, all that cake. All that cake. Get the cake. Oh, I've got a few of them. You can definitely tell from, that maybe, again, not having played it, but I believe this was released on the SNES as well. Oh lordy, that was me being greedy, trying to get the letters. Where the maybe on the SNES, where there's a bit more computational power, not a lot, mind, but a little bit more than the Commodore 64, on it playing a little bit smoother, possibly, maybe it's something I'll look into at a later point. But yeah, oh, don't jump into them. That's not good. How many lives do we get? We've had 3, haven't we? Oh, I missed the cake. Missed the cake. That guy's gonna be so angry when I get to him. Can I jump down in this? No, can I only jump up? Going for him. Oh, he's annoyed. He's turned red, you know. So yeah, Bubble Bobble, an institution. Now it did have sequels. There was a game released a few years after called the Rainbow Islands. That was it. And with Rainbow Islands, a little bit different. It was people. That's definitely not a cookie now. It was based on a person who could shoot out. Oh, that was a shoot off. Can we go again? I don't know. I mean, when playing ROMs, is there any point in putting your name in? It gets wiped at the end anyway. There you go, Pad. Awesome. Can we continue? Oh, look at that. That's cool. Never seen that before. So there are you girls. Are we twins? Are the dragons twins? The girls look like twins. Yeah, you still only get one go though. Give you all these credits, and you only get one bloody go. Let's have one more game of normal, then we'll jump into the super game before we finish up. So yeah, Rainbow Islands came out, and it was about this dude who could flick out rainbows and not only kill the enemies with them, but could also ride them. Is that the right word to say? And although that was the only official sequel to the game, other than the many remakes that has been done, it did inspire a few other games which I hold quite close to my heart as an old fart or old fart gamer, should I say. And the next one which came out, which I think was also done by Taito. Oh lordy, that was not very well timed at all. Was a game called The New Zealand Story, which had little Kiwis in them, and they kind of did the same sort of thing. Much more platform puzzly orientated. It wasn't a set screen as it was now. It was a little bit bigger, just from the from the computational power available at the time. They could do a bit more with that game, and like with any games which get released, as the hardware which it's been released for gets older, you just find more efficient ways of bubble. No, it didn't work. You just find more efficient ways of using the software and the hardware and creating things which look a lot better. Get off. That was ridiculous. So yeah, after that, are you kidding me? Wow, that one had it out for me. Alright, G E. Can we do a space? There we go. Let's see if we can do even worse and make a name. There we go. Padge. Yeah, I know. Today's record is round 32. That wasn't me. That was not me. So the other game, and probably the one which I definitely remember playing in the arcades and I enjoyed doing a lot. Back when I was a young boy, my stepfather used to play hockey, and I used to go to a club afterwards where we used to have a drink with friends. And they had the pool tables there, and they always had this one arcade machine which changed every sort of 2 to 3 months. But I remember them having a game called Snow Bros, which although isn't directly related to Bubble Bobble, you can tell it's definitely got the influence from it. And with that, you threw snowballs at people, or monsters should I say, until you covered them. What's super about this then? What the hell are they? Get you, get you, get you. He's angry now. Come here. You don't get the angry ones in the C64 version just when there's one left, do you? Or is it just someone I never paid attention to? Possibly. I'm not renowned. I'm not known for my attention when it comes to these games. Oh. Well, we definitely have different enemies on the super mode. Who fire fire? That's not very child friendly. I'm gonna get my fruit. And yeah, Snow Bros, as I said, not made by Taito, not directly associated. Beer! Beer! Gotta get the beer. Can't get away from that. Not directly associated with Bubble Bobble at all, or its sequels, or anything like that, but definitely had the spirit of Bubble Bobble within it. And possibly something which I will end up bringing to the channel at some point. I'm going to start doing little jumps. You can catch two of them at the same time. Haha! Come at me, bro. Uh-oh. Not too quick. Come on. Come to me. I saw you. There we go. Got you. I'm never going to get that. Never, 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 never. Hey! Sneakers! They do make you quicker. Maybe I'm just going to start being a bit more aggressive. Oh! Come on, I want to pop them! That's not good. There we go. We got it. We got it. Yeah, maybe I'm just going to be a bit more aggressive. I am very passive in real life as well, so that I've explained a lot. Oh, and now we've got some corrupted links to be killing. We fire. What was that? Oh, I've gone all slow now. Gotta get that guy. No. Go down. No. Bugger. Oh, I've ruined my name now as well. You know, I'm giving up on that. There you go. Triple A's. Padge! Round 6. I think we're destined not to get around it, past this. So, my thoughts on the arcade version compared to C64. Definitely, let's go back to Super. Definitely has its merits and its advantages. You can definitely see where the hardware built specifically for the game has come into play here. The thing which struck me about the Commodore 64 version of Buggy Boy compared to the arcade was how they both retained the smoothness of the gameplay, which in this you can see the speed, because it's not so much choppy on the C64, but it's definitely not got the smoothness of the arcade version. Yeah, you can get off. My gems. What are you? No, I want that. Don't disappear. Never seen you before. Oh, okay. Invincibility. I'll take it. Oh, hey. Is it going to come into the next one? It'd be ideal if it did. No. Okay. So, definitely a step up, which you always expected to be, being the arcade in the original version. But it's gone that way. Come on, come to me. There we go. You can go up there. That's fine. So, my sort of end thoughts as far as this is concerned, I think I prefer the arcade version. It just feels a lot smoother. The only difference being, again, makes it a little bit more precise, is with the Commodore 64 version. Wow. Because you have just the one button, you do have to... Was that a McDonald's fries I just saw? I think it was. You do have to press up on the joystick in order to jump, where in the arcade version I'm actually pressing a separate button to jump than I do to fire. So it does mean that your actual... Got you. I'm terrible at this. Your actual dexterity with jumping in general, oh, I should have wrote that all the way to the bottom, is a lot better, because you're doing it because you want to do it, because you're pressing a button, as opposed to with the joystick on the Commodore 64, where you can, by accident, get off. You can. Where are you going? Oh, I'm skipping. All right, I dig that. Oh, I don't know if I do. Don't like these people. Ah, maybe it's not a potion. Maybe it's like a boomerang. Get 3. Yes. He's gonna be angry. I mean, it looks like a potion. In my defense. But yeah, it's definitely a lot more precise in playing. But yeah, I think this time around, lots of cake. I do prefer the arcade version. Well, there we go. I mean, this is the furthest we got. I know we kind of skipped a few levels. Oh! What looks like Kirby's. Just going to keep firing here. Oh, lordy, they fly. There we go, and we're dead. Yeah, definitely the arcade version. I would urge you to go check it out. If you are in the UK, there are several large retro arcades around. Definitely worth doing. And yeah, go check it out yourself. Or if you're a bit naughty like me, you can always get it for the MAME arcade emulator. But I didn't tell you that, and I definitely don't know where to get it from. Just Google it. You'll be fine. You'll be golden. You'll be golden. So there we go. An itsy bitsy playthrough of Bubble Bobble for the Commodore 64 and the arcade. Another trip down memory lane for me, and it's one which I think will hit on the head for a while. I know I've done 3 retro editions in a row, and as I said, I do have a lot more games to showcase on the channel. Although they won't be full playthroughs, it would seem silly not to show these to the very small amount of people that watch my channel currently. And who knows, and there might be a game there which isn't story driven, which gets you going. It's the sort of game you like to play, so it'd be wrong for me not to show them when I have the ability to do so. So please look out for those. That'll be coming very soon. But in the meantime, thank you for watching and putting through my with my waffling today. A like is always appreciated, but based on the gameplay today, isn't always deserved. And I shall catch you on the next one. Take it easy.